Be real.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Yeah, let's just be honest.
Let's just be real.
Mark Selby has reduced his arrears from 5-2 to 5-4.
Thank you. Frame 10. Mark Selby to break.
Luca Brecel is still one frame short of the winning post.
Be very interesting to see if those long pots still go in now that he's been absolutely nailing them all day, actually. There's another one. Long bouts of safety sometimes do blunt players' ability to pop those. Still remains an extremely dangerous player. But he's under it now a little. I think his body language tells you everything you need to know there. He's played a good shot and he's just having to be stuck to that red, which means not only is he not on the pink to pot it, I don't think he can see anything, any part of it. There's fine margins at this game.
Selby wanted to leave the cue ball very close to that red in case he didn't pot the one that he attempted.
I mean, the problem he's got here is if he can't see the pink at all, any part of it, which it doesn't look like he can, it's not very easy to get out of a snooker. Self-inflicted. If he tries to lay up to the black around 2 or 3 cushions, goodness, he could easily leave a red on even if he plays a shot well.
Black ball.
Nominated the black. This is really tough. Well,
Foul.
if he left just hit the front of that black, he left an awkward
Brecel,
shot
7.
for Brecel. Does he really want to play this, or does he want Selby to go in again? And because I don't think Selby's got any guarantees of keeping it safe. I think he has to go back.
Come up. Okay, thank you. Black ball.
He's left it about as awkward as he could have done.
It's some shot, Clive, isn't it, to finish there? You know, if he's got sensible striking at this red, it's very potable, but he can't pot it now.
Shot to nothing that, and not a bad second prize.
He just might, though, have forced Luca Brecel into one of his specials here. It's the only red he can see. So he might have to go for this. Deciding not to. Can't say it was a bad decision, because that looks to be a very good safety shot. Had to get the cue ball through quite a small gap there to make that possible. Well, the black ball is certainly playing a little part in this safety duel, because if Mark wanted to play off the edge of the bunch, he could easily go into it either on the way down the table or the way back up. Playing the red up the table, though, by the blue. And he was fortunate there, goodness. He knows he can't leave a long red for Brecel, and somehow he hasn't left anything to be potted.
Selby showing just how hard he is to nail, even when he's a long way behind.
That's a safety shot that Mark Selby himself would have been pretty proud of. It's as good as you'll see. We often show you some spectacular pots, but this is just a delightful safety shot, and it was not easy to play, to the point where Mark Selby is escaping from the side cushion. It's a brilliant shot.
hit the thin safety extremely well, but was fortunate at the end of it not to leave Brecel red to right corner.
Not half. Now what does he do? He really wants to go for this long red, but it's not any guarantees of being on a colour. It's low percentage. The thin red, hitting that one on the other side, that's difficult. Now the red sticks out on the right that he snookered behind. Doesn't want to leave that either. Well, Mark was very lucky on the previous shot. The only red he seems to be able to pot here is the one closest to his left hand, that one near the right corner. All the others seem to be blocking off each other.
Far from easy, that. There's a lot more to snooker than big breaks, and this near capacity crowd is really absorbed in this tactical battle.
One.
Brecel gets the scoreboard moving again though with that long red.
Didn't he play it well? He knew that he could get the cue ball out of there. If, well, I guess if the pot went in. But you're right, there's a lot of tension in here. A lot of people realise that the world number one is in danger of going out of the champion of champions, something he's never won before. This man's playing brilliantly all day. It's not an easy table.
3.
When Brecel kissed the pink earlier on in getting a failed safety shot, the pink went a little awkward to the blue. That was the only good news for him of that shot. Now he wishes it was out in the open. Might be playing on the black here.
Luca Brecel.
Wow.
3.
I wouldn't have fancied him on the black very much if the red had gone in anyway. Kind of slightly mishit that, I think.
Decelerated slightly through the shot, but Selby can't get at that red.
Well, it's not impossible. This could end up a real stalemate here. Why would Selby take any risks? And Luca can't afford to either. You can see both players tapping up to that red until the cows come home. It's a gamble to play up in behind the green. If he wanted to play a shot like that, he'd have to be certain that he would get it. Otherwise, what happens? Oh, this is a very brave shot.
Didn't mean to cannon a second red, but the blue and pink cover the red over the pocket.
I mentioned Selby was fortunate early in the frame. Well, Luca certainly was there. That was a big gamble. Swerve. If he gets too much, he could follow the cue ball through here. Oh, he's played it really well. Any sort of contact was always going to be enough to pot the red.
Three. Four.
Well, it was never going to be a really good chance until those two balls were disturbed, pink and blue. So we had to do it.
Nine.
That's another shot that's not worked out as he meant. I mean, if he pots the red to the right corner, I don't see any other colour that he can play on except the black. He doesn't really want to be doing that. How can he get onto any other colour?
Ten.
Biggest shot in the match so far for me, this next one. Massive.
But now that he's got it, he could go on to win the frame from it.
17. $18. $25.
You're really not sure if he can get to the potting angle, but the left-hand side might just make it possible. Almost straighten it up. Yeah, it's definitely left of centre
26.
striking there.
Mark Selby really is the Iron Man of snooker.
33. $34.
Maybe the best player from behind the game has ever seen.
41. 42.
'This match has been going 3 hours, in addition to the 2.5 hours that
47.
Selby had to play this afternoon to see off Liang Wenbo.
48. 53. 54.
'Well, I think he tried to hold as much as he could to stay on the red at the bottom of the two, but I mean, he couldn't have hit the black any slower, otherwise it would have still been on the table now, over that right corner. So he's not over the line yet. He couldn't hold it, could he? Clearly. This was as slow as you could pot it, and still too far for the next ball.
Mark Selby, 61.
Attempted the plant, but was always taking the cue ball away towards the ball cushion.
Played it well, but all reds tied up. And Selby will not be shifting those 3 reds down the table. He'd rather play the red on the side cushion than that, and that's in a safe position. Put it on the other side cushion instead. Good measure. That's another good shot, isn't it?
There's no doubt about it. Brecel's safety has matured a lot this season.
Yes, and this time Mark would not have wanted to move this red, but he has absolutely no choice. That's also very good. Clearly the frame is not over, and the way the balls are shaping up, you know, clearance is on, albeit not easy, but it's only those reds underneath the black as it stands that are stopping the possible dish up, and for Brecel that would be the match. I think Mark will be fully aware of the possible dangers of this situation. Big lead in the frame, but not enough yet.
The ready play crawls round the back of another red, finishes near the pocket, but Brecel can't see it.
No, but can you see that other red that you mentioned? Does that pop? Oh, what a great putt it was too. Well, now, he has made some very fine clearances this season, but this would be the best of the lot. He doesn't really looking at too many low-value colours. Brilliant. He had a look at the scoreboard, and he needs to think about which colours he's going to take, because he hasn't got an enormous amount of points to play with here. He's all right for the moment, taking, say, the brown. But that would mean that he went high-value colours with everything else. Even the green, a bit of a luxury.
Four.
Obviously, where the reds are placed, he's likely to take the black anyhow.
5.
And this is the first clear-cut chance that Brecel has had for ages.
Yes, and you feel it's that red that's directly below the black. We've seen Selby coolly drop one of those in earlier in the frame. This one
12.
feels like it'll be even more difficult if he gets to it.
13.
And he's got far enough up the table, crucially, for this black. I said Selby's shot was a big shot a few moments ago. This one's even bigger, I think. This could be the match if this goes in.
20. 21.
What a shot. What a shot that was. Now, left-hand reverse screw. Goodness me, the tension is unbelievable here.
28.
But Brecel has played this very coolly so far.
30.
Now he's just under hit, under screwed. The last thing he wanted to do was have to go all around the table. The blue and pink being close together would make that very difficult. He manages to hold.
33.
One big shot could be enough. Well,
37.
this would be one of the best clearances I've ever seen under pressure, if you could make this.
42.
Unbelievable. This is, Clive, this is breathtaking for me.
This for the match.
Brecel
red 5-2.
Luca Brecel.
Selby got it back to 5-4 and was within a ball of levelling at 5-all. But when the chance came along The Brecel in the decider, he cleared up with 55 to win on the black and take the match by 6 frames to 4.